Was popping, fool. There we go. Alrighty. Yeah, we're back. I'm recording this a day after. Yeah. I'm recording this a day after I have announced that I'm going offline from social media. So that should be interesting. I have absolutely no interest of coming back until like early next year. Hopefully early next year. But the train of YouTube videos, hopefully, prayerfully, should not stop. And I should be only using really YouTube as my socials as well as Telegram just to update you guys on the video uploads. Like for example, I upload this video, okay, I'm gonna, you know what I mean, update you guys on Telegram. But yo, besides that, man, let's get into this video. What the heck is poppin', guys? It's been a while since I've traded on EU, but I wanted to break down these guys. This entire thing over here, I've taken like 2 BEs. I'll be very transparent, very honest with you guys. I've taken 2 BEs. I really wish I didn't miss this trade right here, but I did, and it is what it is. So let's get into the trades that I did take, and of course I will be going over a few trades that I did miss. And this video is the introduction to, I want to make sure everything's good. This video is the introduction to how I like to use stop losses on specifically Euro USD. Can you use it on GU, AU? Of course you can. It's just that I've never done it, so I can't say. But okay, let's go over these trades right here. So sorry, I just want to clean up the chart, make sure I'm talking about the right things. All right, there we go. All of these trades that I've taken will be has already actually been posted on AKFX. Just scroll up a little bit because it's been a bit. But yes, I will tell you guys which trades I genuinely did miss, if my memory serves me right, of course. So we did, okay, we did not cover this trade, right? So if you guys watched my previous Euro USD breakdown video, you would know that I would have preferred for price to actually come up here. All right, I would have preferred for price to come up here before I look for a sell. And at that time, price was around right there. Price was around right here. And I told you guys in the previous Euro USD, the latest Euro USD video, go ahead and check that out, guys, because there's a lot of information there, because we're back testing, right? So there's going to be a lot of helpful information for you guys. I told you guys that I wanted these highs right here to be taken out. Reason being, this is a weak high, failed to make a lower low. So it looks like price is just going sideways. You know what I mean? It just looks like price is just going sideways. And that's not the world's most interesting thing to me. But I told you guys that I would have loved for price to come up to this H4. Check this out, multi-time frame. H4 OB, daily IPA, depending on how you, well, it's a daily hidden base, excuse me. It doesn't matter whether it's an IPA hidden base. Just know that if you were to draw it, so let me just do it here. Like if you were to draw it like this, that would be classified as a hidden base. And the difference is that it's more refined, right? It's more refined than marking the IPA candle. It's the same thing. It's all supply or demand, whatever you wish to call the damn thing. But I just want you guys to understand that. So I told you guys I would have loved for price to come up here before I look for a sell. Unfortunately, that did not happen. And so I'll tell you guys exactly what I did see, making me go for a sell, even though there are equal highs above. Oh Lord, have mercy on my soul. Give me a sec. Even though there are equal highs above, why did I sell? Did I sell for, let's assume that I wanted to take 1% and sell over here, 1% risk. Did I take 1% risk and sell over here? No, I didn't. Actually, I took a 0.40% risk, right? Reason being, it is preferably, it would be a more preferred trade if price came up here. Okay, so one more time. H4, daily IPA and hidden base, weekly IPA candle or weekly hidden base. If you were to draw it like this, let me show you how you would draw the weekly hidden base. Okay, this is weekly IPA. See how it's a massive zone, right? But you can refine it by marking the hidden base from this wick to the top. Okay, just a quick recap for you guys. All right, so bunch of, you know what I mean, confluences in one area. But guys, I realize that whenever I mention about bunch of confluences in one area, I don't want you guys to be like, okay, I'm gonna go on my charts, find a freaking weekly, okay, I'm gonna mark out a weekly IPA, right? I'm gonna mark out a weekly IPA and then go to the daily and the H4 and stuff. I do not suggest you to do that. I'm not a financial advisor, but I do not suggest you guys to do that. Understand your market structure. Now, take a look at this very quickly. Very important. Are we making a set of higher highs or higher lows? It's a very simple question. We're making a set of lower, on the weekly, we're making a set of lower highs and lower lows. At least we can clearly see that price has taken this liquidity, bam, right there. That's not relative equal highs, please. Okay, excuse me. My view is that these are not relative equal highs. I'm gonna get freaking cancelled, bro. Right? But anyway, we've taken the liquidity, broken the structure, so we can tell that our weekly direction is still bearish. However, even though, for example, our weekly may be bearish, you guys know this stuff. For example, our weekly has done a little something like that. Okay, maybe there's a hidden base right here. Let me give you guys a bit of a context over here. Maybe there's a hidden base right here, right? And then there's some liquidity, for example, right? Boom, boom. Does it make sense for you to buy here? In my personal view, it would not make sense for me to buy here. I'm not telling you guys what to do, right? But it would not make sense for me to buy here. Reason being, my buys, I would love for it to, for example, let's say I get stopped out of my sells, bam, you'll see that happen. You would say, oh man, I got stopped out of my sells. Okay, I'm going to go in for the buys. Definitely go in for the buys. And then price, unfortunately, for example, collapses down, right? So I'm just giving you guys a bit of a run through, okay, of what all the things that we've talked about already. So when we are in a sell zone, you either stay out if you're unsure or there's nothing there yet, or wait for a buy opportunity. It is as simple as that. Okay, now whether you wait for a buy opportunity from a weekly zone refined to a 4-hour and then you go to the 1 minute immediately, or whether you wait for a 30-minute, you know what I mean, bearish QM from your sell zone, that is not my job to tell you what to do. I take what I see and I take what I'm used to taking. You see what I mean? What I'm comfortable risking, what looks clear to me, etc. So I want you guys to test this out, or excuse me, I would suggest you guys to test this out, because a lot of people sometimes when they come to me, oh man, I don't get it, they have probably not watched all my videos, they haven't back tested, or they went bam, zip straight into a freaking live account, which I'm like, bro, that is asking for it. You know what I mean? Like, I would not suggest doing that. Go on your demo, practice on your demo, get the momentum of that liquidity into structure thing. You know what I mean? That liquidity into structure play. Find out, do you guys want to utilize ICT kill zones to discipline yourself so you're only trading within that window of opportunity throughout the day? You know, you're not trading the entire price action of the day. You're trading only during those set stages. Then you also got to find out, man, freaking London's manipulative as all hell. Okay, I'm going to try only trading New York. Maybe you find out, okay, trading only New York is even better for me. Maybe you're like me. You're a freaking wild card. You just trade Asia, London, New York, and it doesn't matter as long as you're seeing a trade that makes sense and you're taking it regardless. Everything depends on what you've tested. Then based off of what you've tested, you know what you're failing at, what's maybe not the best thing for your psychology. And because you found out what's not the best thing for your psychology, you thus find out what is the best thing for your psychology and milk that. I can't tell you what type of trader you should be. I'm just here to smack and vomit out all of the information I have on Smart Money Concepts to you, and it's your job to find out what fits for you. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's that. But anyway, coming back to this though, I do not want to make this video 50 minutes long. I'm actually just going to cover half of the positions. But anyway, price comes inside this weekly. All right, so let's get right into it. Let's get right into it. So, okay, coming into this, right? I just want to make sure I recap, understand what I'm saying, because I'm just doing this straight. I've just hit the record button and I'm going in. Okay, let's take this off and see what happens. Yep, so this area right here. Let's go into an Awanda chart just so we get something fresh. Beauty, beauty, beauty. Don't want any clutter. Okay, there isn't any clutter. That's good. So, this area here, we took a sell, right? So we know that a great area for us to sell from would be up here. Reason being, we have our weekly direction. If we sell up here, take profit here. And do you see how that works? And guys, don't come to me with this bullshit about, Avi, that's hindsight as all hell. Go to my previous Euro USD breakdown. I tell you guys that this would be a wonderful area that I would 100% look for shorts at. And then in my AKFX, last week, I believe it was, if I'm not wrong, I did mention that for the sells, that is what I'm targeting. The bullish QM low, right? See, it's a bullish QM, right? You would love to look for buys in here, which there were buys. I would love to take my, profits off of the sells at this low right here, because that's the target. That's the weak low of the strong high on the weekly. You understand what I'm trying to say? So, okay, with that being said, cool, understood. So let's get into this. So we had this right here, which I believe was a mitigation from the daily IPA. Yes, it was. So that would have been how you'd have gotten it. Hidden base, perhaps you want to refine it. You know, that's fine. That's cool. That's great. Okay. So what we had over here was actually just this. I'm going to add something in for you guys because this is genuinely what I did use. Again, guys, as much as I may talk shit on other people for certain reasons, I don't like to do it, but sometimes they talk bad about something I do. So I want to stand my ground. You know what I mean? ICT kill zones are a fantastic way to add discipline into your trading. Fantastic way. If you find yourself, you are struggling with stopping yourself from placing stupid trades, or you just want to discipline yourself, basically add some kill zones into your trading. So for example, over here, I'll just give you a quick run through. Price tapped into our daily, and I believe there was a 30-minute or something like that. Yeah, there was a 30-minute manipulation right here. So 30-minute, bearish QM, and this would be the higher low, higher low, higher low. Boom. This is the clearest higher low to me, at least to my eyes. Boom, we break it. Liquidity right there. Okay, now if you were to, there is nothing wrong. Absolutely, I don't want you guys to get confused. There's absolutely nothing wrong with doing this. Pay attention. Boom, we break the structure, come up, break the structure again. Oh, there's a liquidity inducement here. And because of that, you take the sell based off of here. Nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that whatsoever. Nothing wrong with that at all. Okay, but I'm just telling you guys what I saw, genuinely what I saw during the markets. So, in the markets. So we see this liquidity right here. Now there is no POI on the 30-minute. I forgot which one it was. Or was it the H1 or something along those lines? Nothing. Was it 15? I forgot. 5-minute? Man, I'm not sure. It's been a bit. Let's see. So as you can see, the reason I'm going, okay, why am I going on such a low time frame? Because I did not see anything on 30, 45, 1-hour time frames. Now we do see this 5-minute OB. And because I use forex.com as my broker, excuse me, yeah, it's mitigated on Oanda. But I'll tell you which broker I use. I use this broker, right, from my feed, forex.com. And just so you guys know, I'm not bullshitting you, this is the feed on the forex.com broker. And you can see how we have a perfectly unmitigated 5-minute OB. And that's the only choice I have, guys. Like, that's the only choice I have. Of course, if I go to the 1 minute, I'm going to see something. But if I go to the hour, you get the point, right? If I go to the hour, 30, 45, 15, there's nothing there. 5-minute, there is something there. So I'll tell you what. So with that in mind, knowing that there was, in fact, a POI, let's get back into business. What I saw was this. I'll show you guys exactly what I saw. Right? Boom. Right there, you see? That's my POI. Yes, it's mitigated here, but I'm talking about the forex.com broker because that's the broker that I use, or at least that I used during this trade. Okay. So, price heads into here, and all I'm waiting for is that mitigation, or that bearish QM. Simple as that, guys. And as you can see, it's even on the 5-minute. I use the 1-minute time frame for this one, but you can see it on the 5-minute as well. This is a 5-minute POI, okay? And that's based off of a 30-minute strong high, which is a reaction, a 30-minute bearish QM. That's the reaction we had, okay, to the daily IPA / hidden base that we talked about just a couple minutes ago, okay? After that reaction happened, we saw that there was a 5-minute OB that was left behind. Now, of course, we can just take a sell, like immediately. We can just take a sell, like above this liquidity, sure. But of course, I want to get some good RR in there, okay? So price came in here and basically we took the lick, we broke the structure just like that. We left behind that liquidity. And of course, price just played from above that. Very, very simple trade. There's nothing, you know what I mean? It's a no-brainer trade. You know what I mean? It's just a very, very simple trade. I hope I can go back. I don't think I could though. Yes, I can. Fantastic, fantastic. So you guys can see over here how we had the, look at this, check this out. 3-minute and the 5-minute, both in the same area. That's a strong area. That's a strong, great, that's a good place to take a sell from. So, and it's above the liquidity, of course, keep that in mind. Sell, stop loss above, and you're done. That's it. That is the entire first trade that we took right here. Okay, I want you guys to understand how we took that trade. Now, what made me, we've covered all of these other trades over here. We've covered every single thing in here. In fact, let's get into these guys here. Very, very interesting price action that I would love for you guys to study. Okay, so after this thing happened, where would I take my profits, right? We've covered that actually. I'm not going to go over that. We've already covered this, the sell, we've covered the buy, we've covered the sell. Everything has been covered. But over here, I do see that we have ourselves a thing over here, okay? And of course, we have all of that spectacular liquidity right there. So I know one of two things can happen. Am I right by saying that there's one of two things can happen? Well, one of three things, but if, okay, no, one of three things, yes. But based off of my seller bias, only one of two things can happen. Only, that's it, based off of my seller bias. Within this range, one of two things can happen. The first thing that can happen is price heads in here, reacts, gives me a reaction, okay, and sells off. That's the first thing that can happen. What's the second thing that can happen? We manipulate these highs, come into this area here, and then I will also look for some sells. Am I right by saying that? I will also look for some sells. Now, maybe I'm a little bit skeptical about how massive the range of this IPA is, and I want to look for a higher time frame bearish QM from here. Okay, maybe I don't just immediately, if we manipulate these highs, maybe I don't immediately go to the M1. Okay, maybe I wait for a 30 minute, maybe I wait for a 15 minute. You get what I'm trying to say? And after that, let's assume 15 minute. After that 15 minute bearish QM is shown from here, I know I'm bearish. I'm bearish. You know what I mean? There's a tempo to it, right? Sing with me. Okay, we take the sell. And I know, okay, that's my direction. That's my direction going. And then once price, it's very simple. It's very, very simple. Once price has taken this, that's my massive, massive target. Because I do, no matter, guys, please, I beg of you for something. Understand something. That's all I'm telling you to understand. Don't feel bad when you see these guys posting on their Instagrams, on their Telegrams that, stupid buyers. Look, we took the sell, we got manipulated. Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a very, very simple question. When those guys took a buy from here, for example, let's assume they took a buy from here because, equal highs, am I right? And let's fill that FVG, that weekly FVG. Are you telling me for certain? Tell me, answer this question very, very nicely. Sumeda, who the hell are you? I'm sorry, I don't know you. Give me a second. I'll reply in a sec, okay? But are you telling me for sure? Lord, have mercy on my soul. You guys can read my bio. And you can tell off of that I don't do any kind of paid services. I'm not going to reply to that. That's just stupidity at that point. I'm sorry. I apologize. Anyway, let's come back to this. Are you telling me that 100% price is going to take these equal highs, bro? No question about it. Price is just going to bullish order flow and that price is going to take that equal high. You do not know anything, bro. You do not know anything. Similarly, are you telling me that price 100% is going to take these lows? You do not know, do you? Let's be honest. If you did know, I want people to future projection. Let's say there was a buy zone and they are so smart that the buy zone is completely invalid. It's gonna kill off all the buyers. Post it on your Telegram chat and tag me or something like that. I want to see how much you guys know about it. Because the thing is, you need to understand where all we know how to do, smart money or not, is where the probable areas are for us to take trades. And if they are not probable, we either hold the trade in the opposite direction or we take our profits. Simple enough, right? So let's get back to this. We know for sure that if price comes, this would be a very beautifully safe target. And of course, yes, definitely, this would be our final target based off of what? Based off of the weekly. All right? Based off of the weekly. So with that in mind, do you understand why I now have two options? No one can tell me that there's just one single option. It's a do or die, and that is it. Oh, this H4 is invalid because there are higher areas. We are always going to be finding higher areas, my friend. So take what is there, what makes sense, what lives up to your risk parameters. Simple as that. And then, of course, add confluences, etc. So let's come back to this. What's the time on this thing? 20 minutes? Yeah, 20 minutes. 18. It's calm. Price hits in here. Now, this is another confluence that I added, and I'm very proud to say that I've added it. This is when did this happen? There we go. London kill zone. I'm just going to give you guys the the London starting time. That's all I really have the time to do. Give me a second. Right, London starts 2 p.m. Malaysian time or 2 a.m. New York time. That's when London starts right there. Price made its way inside my POI. Now, I'm not too sure. Go up, go down. Which one? Okay, I saw London session. All right, cool. And I saw price had tapped this POI. Let's monitor the structure in there and see what it gives us. I can't go back. It's calm. I'm not going to invest in a replay tool, guys. I don't use TradingView, please, to analyze anything. So I'm not going to invest in a trading tool. Anyway, let's come back to this. You can see this, the price action that was made. This is our London. And we can see, take the lick. This all happened in Asia. Take the lick, break the structure, leave this liquidity behind. Am I right? So let me ask you, if you don't take this trade and you miss the trade, that's fine. But don't tell me it is an invalid trade because of the equal highs. No, it's not. It makes complete sense to be taken. From a structural standpoint, from a liquidity standpoint, from a ICT time and price standpoint, right? So don't feel bad when you see these liars on social media telling you, oh, 100% price is going to go up. No one knows shit for 100%. Please, let me tell you that. Otherwise, they'll be working for the banks. The banks wouldn't need algorithms. They'll be needing them. You ever wondered why they are not the algorithm? Because they don't know anything. I don't know anything. I just know enough for me to be able to survive in the markets and make an optimal trading system. That's all I know. And I'm very proud to say that's all you need, to be honest with you, right? Okay, took the sell. Where's our take profits then? Well, we know that a very, very great take profit would be here. Okay, that's a great take profit. And we know, okay, are there any safe take profits? Okay, I would say that a safe take profit for an intraday, for a, oh man, I'm going out to buy groceries later. I need to get some short-term take profit. This would be a great one. This would be a nice take profit area. Why? Because can you see that we took this liquidity? Boom, took the liquidity. Boom, break the structure. That's feeding into this bullish OB. Okay, we that's our first take profit. Maybe you take 50% of your position off here and another 50%. Maybe you're a short-term trader like that. Okay, fine. Maybe you're a swing trader. Maybe you take 50% here, or you don't take any profits here and you just take 50%, 80% something here, and you leave 20% to run all the way down to the weekly final target. Right, but of course, yeah, maybe you would have hit BE. It depends on what type of trader you are. Right, for me, I love my intras. When it comes to Euro USD, I love my intras. And usually, if I'm feeling swingy on that day based off of what I'm seeing, I'll leave about 20% of my volume just to completely run to the maximum target, basically. So that is the breakdown of this very sell right here, my friends. And if we actually go into a micro scale, I believe 3 minutes is it's going to allow us to use 3. Yes, it is going to allow us to use 3. Thank you very much. You can see that I actually did take a trade before this, and unfortunately I hit my break even, but I'm here to tell you how I took the trade. Okay, this is where the source, I guess you could say, of the stop loss things with Euro USD comes into play. Give me a second, guys. Just analyze this and try and figure out why I've taken this preliminary sell and then, of course, gone for the further sell. And then also take a look at where price bought from. Pay attention to the liquidity, stop hunts, and structure. I'm going to take a sip of my chai real quick. Bro, I've been talking so much, my chai is almost cold, bro. That's sad. I love my hot chai. Anyway. Okay. So, why did I take this sell? And yes, it did hit my break even, but I'm proud to say that I'm being transparent about it. Why did I take this sell? Simple. We had ourselves a 5-minute bearish QM. Well, I'm showing the 3-minute, but we also had it on the 5-minute, am I right? And we had this little break, this buy to sell. It's a range, a buy to sell range, right? We have a set of buy candles, bullish candle, bullish candle, bullish candle, bullish candle. And then we have a couple bearish candles or a solid bearish candle, right? So for example, boom, like that, and then price goes down. All a buy to sell ranges, right, guys? All a buy to sell ranges is an OB on a different time frame. That's all it is. It is literally an OB on a different time frame. Don't believe me? Let me show you. I'll show you this right here, or an IPA, or something along those lines. Can you see how that's an IPA? Am I right by saying what I just did? Right? A buy to sell range is just a set of buy candles, a set of sell candles, and that becomes an OB on a different time frame, an area to potentially trade from on a different time frame. All right, anyway, we have our liquidity inducement for this guy over here, and I was like, wow, that's an opportunity to make some great RR. I took the trade. So let me give you an example. Let's say I wanted to take a 0.4% sell. Maybe I would split it to 0.10% here, which is not worth it in my opinion. I'll tell you guys what I did in a second, but it's not worth it for me to risk that little. So what I did was I just did a 0.30 and then I did a 0.50 at the top, right? So a 0.30 and a 0.50. And if I got stopped out, I've just lost 0.70%. Unlike a lot of other people that would just risk, 1% here. Oh, I risk 1% every setup. Yeah, mate. All right, then. 1% over here, another 1% over here. And let's just assume they get completely manipulated for the day. They don't have space to trade for the rest of the day. You get what I'm trying to say. So think in the future, I guess you could say. Okay, if this fails, right, but I'm seeing another probable place to enter from at the top, would I really want to put all my eggs in the basket over here? Or do I want to split it? Right? Because I believe that if price comes up here, I will definitely attempt another shot. You know what I'm trying to say? So that's what I need to freaking mute my Telegram. I'm sorry, I'm usually patient, but I get very pissed about things like this. But the thing is, they don't know I'm filming a video, so I can't get pissed at them. I'm just pissed at Instagram. I don't know how to turn off notifications for my desktop. I've done it for my phone, but not for my desktop. I'm not sure how to do it. Anyway, so I took the sell over here. Very, very simple trade. Took the damn thing. Liquidity down here. Unfortunately, first one it would have been splendid RR. First one got taken out. Now, guys, take a look at this. Do you guys notice my stop loss for this one? Now go to my AKFX. I posted a video on how to get these stop losses. All I did is this. All right, shift from the top, and I'm just calculating 2 to 2.5 pips from the top because I'm selling, right? 2 to 2.5 pips from the top. Can you see 2.5 pips? Can you see over here, guys? Focus on this. Negative 2.5, and I just took myself from there. That's it. Done. That's it. 2.5 pips, and that's how I get my 2.5 pips. 2 pip SL. Can you guys see the recurring factor? 1.8 pips. All the trades. 2.5. How'd I get this one again? Oh yeah, I'll tell you how I got this one. Look. This one is from the entry itself. It's a bit aggressive, but just like that. That's how I took that one, right? We've covered all of these guys already, but I want to show you guys more of this in action. So let's take a look at this. This sell over here. How long are we right now? 6 inches. Give me a sec. 25 minutes in. It's fine. If I can top it off at like 30 minutes, I'll be calm, and I'll cover these in a different video. Excuse me. Reflux. Over here, very, very simple. What we're seeing. Let me go to. I'm so used to trading XAU. Give me a sec. Okay, let me go to a different thing and show you guys what I'm seeing over there. We'll cover the others on a different video. Okay, so what we're seeing here is incredibly simple. I do know that, first of all, price, you know what I mean, we took a sell from at the top over here, so based off of that, I'm looking at something like this. Very quick, very simple markups, hitting to a lower time frame to see any more detail that I can find, and that is what it is. High, failed to make a low, becomes liquidity. And guess what? That right above it. Guess what's right above it? A freaking IPA, fam. Excuse me, hidden base. Hidden base like this, IPA like this. Depends which one it is. In this case, it's kind of redundant because the range is really small anyway. So how did I take this entry? And you can see now I never actually looked for, or waited, excuse me, for a reaction. How did I take this trade? Very interesting trade. This is considered a bit of a medium risk, high risk trade because it's using kill zones. I'll tell you that much. It's using kill zones. Okay. So kill zones is nothing crazy. It's just a time confluence. You know what I mean? It's a time confluence. So when we look at this, where was the kill zone there? Okay, cool. So the kill zone started over here, 7 p.m. Malaysian time, 7 a.m. New York time. That was when I looked for the trade. Simple as that. And you can see how 8 p.m. after that, it builds. I'll show you guys in a second. Don't worry about it. How did I take this trade? Very, very simple. So you guys know my HTF. Do you guys understand my HTF or not? First of all, that's my question to you. Do you understand my HTF at this moment in time? We had that daily right here. Price reacted to that. H1, really it's the H1. Took the liquidity, broke the structure, left liquidity, which is inducing this POI. So I know two areas I'm going to look at. One here, one here. However, I'll be very honest with you. Based on my experience, this is something I would do. If here gets run out, I won't be risking very much up here. You would think I would, right? But I wouldn't be risking very much up here because the orders from below could drive price to manipulate them, these highs, into the high POI and then sell off, which is exactly what happened here. This is something that you only get with instinct. You will not know, no price and time, no concept is going to tell you which liquidity is 100% going to be ran out at which time. No concept is going to tell you that. But you can identify the liquidity that's going to help you a ton already. So when we see this, very simple. If I were to sell here, I am targeting at least here, at least here. For me, no, I'm just taking this down. That's it, because this didn't create a new high, etc. So here, H1, we just go to the lower time frame, see what kind of detail we can find, and yeah, nothing else really. I'm just looking at this. Take the liquidity, break the structure, and that's the inducement. This is very important detail here. It's the reason why I'm validating this zone. You understand me? So price heads up. I just take an entry from the OB. Nope, I wanted a better RR trade. So what did I do? Let me refer back so I know I'm not talking out my ass here. Give me a second. All right, what did I do? Because I wanted a better RR. So what did I do? I believe I took it from which high? Yeah, there we go. I know exactly what I did. I took it. Can you see these highs? These highs here, right? These highs took the liquidity, broke the structure. All right. I could enter from the 5-minute. I could wait for a bearish QM. Yes, but when it came to this trade, all I did was take a 2.5 from the top, just like that. Done. And I sold it. That is all. Where did I go break even? Here, when price broke the structure. Why is this structure important? Because it was the higher low that formed a higher high, and then she got broken, right? And you can see how later on price does come back based off of these inducements. Let me show you guys on a fresh chart. It's just a beauty. It's a beauty. Euro USD can be a beauty, man. Actually, you know what? Any pair can be. It's just that I'm very fond of trading this with smart money. It's a fantastic thing. Right, you can see how price comes back later on. Just sensationally. Sensational price action. That was where the 5-minute break was, at least. So we're seeing this is all, you know what I mean? This is all happening within our area of interest. We have another area of interest at the top, right? Sure, I get that, right? We can see how price breaks the structure, boom, leaves the liquidity. What, you're gonna sell from here? Me? No, I wouldn't. Boom, price goes up. I unfortunately could not catch the second trade. It didn't exactly meet my requirements. There was no real area that price played off, in my view, that was worth me taking the shot. But as you can see, price did play from here, my friends. You would have had about a 4-pip stop loss. If you want to be aggressive, that's fine. You can take a sell from the top here and maintain that 2.5 pip right there. So sell from here, 2.5 pip over here. But of course, there is a slight risk that price can stop you up before going. But yeah, that is the risk that we're taking for better RR. Okay, so let us go back. So I hope you guys understand the reason why I took the sell there, right? It didn't look like it was much. However, I did take the sell there, and that was the exact reason why. So you can see over here, I was worried about this area. There was the first area. What did I do? Because I did want to take my full profits here. I didn't want to, you know what I mean, take off some and take off some. No, I didn't want to. So what I did was very simple. I said, in this area, I'm going to observe price action. Simple as that. But then price came and just bombarded through. I was like, okay, I'll take it, mate. 1 to 13, done. That's it. Over here, you can see it's a 1 to 26, which failed. Over here was a 1 to 18, which actually did make it. That's fine. That's great. That's cool. So that is it for these three, guys. These three over here. Excuse me. These two. 1, 2, right here. So I think we have time for one more. Do we? That's 30 minutes. I could fit in one more. Right? Why not? Why not? So I want to show you guys this one here. This sell, which unfortunately didn't last. Again, it didn't last, but it is what it is. Oh, no. Sorry, it did actually take the profits. There we go. That's done. But let me show you this. Let me show you this trade. So this is still just playing off of the reactions. And the reason why I was looking for sells here, I'll tell you why I was looking for sells. The reason why I was still looking for sells is because that was my actual target, my massive target, where if it got hit, right, I will be taking major partials off of that one, because I don't know if price is going to react here or whether price is going to take the liquidity. No one knows that stuff. All right, they can say they know in hindsight. Ask them to show it to you foolproof beforehand. They're not going to deliver. Am I right? I mean, let's think about that for a second. Let me sip some chai. All right, man. So what happened here then? Very simple. I mean, we saw that H1. Saw that H1 reaction off of the H1. Right there, and price took that liquidity. Where did price take that liquidity into? Look at this, right? See this buy? You guys see this buy? Look where it came from. It's insane. It's insane. It's insane. It's insane. Look where it actually came from. Take this liquidity here. I'm sorry, I'm too lazy. Take this liquidity over here. Where is the last lower high? There we go. Break the structure. Last lower high that formed the stop on. Break the structure. What's our inducement? SNR liquidity, or just liquidity, whichever you want. It depends what's easy for you. And price gets taken into there, buys up. This would be our first obstacle. Second area would be to pay attention over here, but that would be another great area for us to ponder. Buys there. Let's just see the reaction. Let's assume I never took this trade, but let's look at what kind of reaction we got here. Maybe it's gonna help me too, right? So I don't have access to the 1 minute, but if you guys have access to the 1 minute over here, I want you guys to tell me in the comment section whether there was a 1 minute break of structure somewhere around here. 1 minute. Go to the 1 minute right now, guys. And you guys who have the replay thing, right? Did the 1 minute take this liquidity, break the structure, and then come back to here, and that this later got used as the liquidity? I didn't take this trade, guys. I'll be very honest with you. But yes, that was the setup, at least. That was the setup for sure. And then that setup basically goes into what? It goes into this strong high right here. Okay? And so we have a massive H1 IPA, which we can't do much with that, right? We have nothing much here. There's a 30-minute IPA. I get you there. I get you there. But let's see what else we have. And we have that. we have that, where we know that's our strong high, we can wait for a reaction, etc. and etc. Let's see, this guy actually took off the thing, you know what I mean? Took off the top of this guy. Took off this guy. Let's go and see though. Let's go and see what exactly happened in here. Did we take a loss? Maybe you took a loss. Okay, fantastic. This is a great example of a loss and a great example of my transparency. If you were to have taken a trade from here, let's assume there's no IPA there, but let's assume that there wasn't a different broker. If you were to take this trade right here, assuming you never left much space for spread, yes, 100%, you would have been stopped out. I'm not here to deny any of that stuff. I am not here to deny any of that stuff, my friends. And then your target would have been there. If you were to have taken a trade like that, yeah, sure, right? But for me, I like to have a 2 pip stop, 2.5 pip stop, that's it. But yeah, if you took this trade like that, I'm not here to make up any bullshit for you guys. You would have 100% taken a loss. I'm not trying to bullshit you guys, okay? But I think that's it, guys. We've covered this. We've covered the sell. This buy right here. You guys want to know why the buy happened? I'll tell you why the buy happened. Did we take the lick? Yeah, we did. You see? This is our POI, right, for the buys. This is our POI for the lower time frame buys. Even though higher time frame, this is actually a target, you can see how no one actually knows whether the target's immediately going to be taken or not. But it gives us some reaction. So over here, price leaves that, fails to create a higher high, manipulates that low, and then we take a look at what happened. If I'm not wrong, I took a trade from here. Yeah, I took this trade on my account. Again, every proof and everything like that is shown on my telly. But yeah, so that is our stop hunt. It's a minor stop hunt. It's still a stop hunt. Don't, you know what I mean? It's still a stop hunt, and we break this higher, this last lower high that caused the stop hunt. As you can see, stop hunt right there. Boom, she goes. Okay, where is my entry? Simple as. Where's my entry? I believe, if I can remember correctly, I took an entry based off of the 3-minute IPA. Now you guys are wondering, wait, Avi, you just taught us about the 2.5 pip. Why are you taking it from IPA all of a sudden? Right? And by the way, guys, the inducement, the liquidity inducement, is right here in this SNR. Right? Resistance, break, becomes support, liquidity, IPA. But the reason why I took from the IPA, guys, is because look, we still have a 2.5 pip. If I took it like this, 4.6 pips. So I said, no, I'm going to have a more aggressive stop loss. So I took it at a 2.5 pip, 2.6, let's just say 2.6. And there she goes. Where's my take profit? You guys may be asking, where's my take profit? Well, first take profit right here. Simple as that. Let's go to my actual chart. You can see my take profit. I believe I was right. I believe I'm right. Yeah. So you can see, can you see this line? Can you guys see this line? Sorry, I marked the wrong one. But this is the correct one on this chart because this is the chart I used to trade. Can you guys see this line? That's my first take profit. Why? Why here, guys? Ask yourself why. Why is that my first take profit? Because support, boom, support, break, become resistance. Bro, I need to buy more RAM, bro. Gosh. There's something loading up my task manager or something. You can see that's where the support, turn, resistance, liquidity. That's our first thing. And you can see we actually got ourselves a decent RR based off of that. 1 to 10, we are out, we're done, that's it. You know what I mean? And this is a beauty. This one was a beautiful, beautiful trade. We'll cover that in the second part of this, my friends, but I hope you understood something out of this video. I'm sorry that I couldn't cover too much, like a 1-hour video or something, because I do not want to make it a 1-hour video every single time. But yeah, I hope you guys took something away from this. I hope I've been able to help you with something. And that's it, man. Leave a like if you wish to. Leave a dislike if you do not like this video or if you do not like me. Subscribe if you wish to, if you like what's going on. And yeah, see you guys in the next one, man. Peace out.